Hey y'all, it's Kate from the Apothecary and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to talk about Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This is book 2 in the Letters of Enchantment duology, and this is probably going to be a short video because y'all, I was disappointed by this book. I'll get to that in just a minute. Ruthless Vows and the Letters of Enchantment duology is a YA fantasy with romance in there. Like I said, this duology kind of disappointed me because I couldn't help but compare it to the first duology I read by Rebecca Ross. That was The Elements of Cadence. This one didn't have so much of that magical feeling that I expected from Rebecca Ross's writing, and so I was a bit disappointed when I was reading this. And this book to me felt like it reused a lot of the same things that we used in book 1, and I was looking for much more different things in book 2. Spoiler-free summary for this book. This is 2 weeks after book 1 ends, so we're going to get some spoilers for book 1, Divine Rivals, in this spoiler-free summary. So if you haven't read book 1 yet and you don't want to be spoiled, go read that first. So 2 weeks after book 1 ends, Roman is missing and the city of Oath is in a state of disbelief and ignorance. Iris and Addie go back to the front for the war. Roman has walked underneath Dacre's realm and now doesn't remember his past. He reports for Dacre with no real choice. It's either not report and potentially get killed by Dacre or report for the enemy. But because he doesn't have any memories from before his injury, he's not quite sure what to think of Dacre. We again have magical typewriters, and this is one of those tropes that is repeated again. The magical typewriters, they don't know who's writing, even though they should, and it just feels very reused from book 1. Roman has to decide whether to stand with Dacre or betray him. And the rest is kind of a spoiler for this book, so I'm not going to go in further. Let's just jump right into the review part of this review. Our characters, there didn't seem to be a lot of actual development from our characters from book 1. It felt like a lot of reused stuff. But I did like the few new ones that we got in this book. Atmosphere and setting, I felt like it was good, but it could have been better, especially with the atmosphere. I know Rebecca Ross can write better atmosphere than this because we had amazing atmosphere in the Elements of Cadence duology. We didn't quite get it here, and that was part of the loss of magical feeling I got in this book. Our writing style, as I've mentioned, it felt disappointing to me. This duology felt like it was a completely different writer than I read before in the Elements of Cadence duology. Sometimes that's a good thing, but in this case, it was disappointing to me. Our plot felt predictable and very, very similar as in book 1. Intrigue, I was intrigued, partly because I wanted to know what happened, partly because of the hope that the magical feeling would come to me in this book, and partly because I was hoping for something different to happen, especially as we got closer to the end. Those two hopes didn't quite live up to my expectations, which leads me to the disappointment. Logic and relationships, I wanted more relationship development in this book. We didn't get it. We got more of the same brain discoveries, which isn't quite the same to me as development. And enjoyment, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't what I wanted in this book. So our enjoyment was on the lower end, kind of mid enjoyment. It still wasn't bad, I just wanted a lot more from it. I will link my review for book 1, Divine Rivals, down in the description below if you're interested in seeing that spoiler-free review. There is a full review of this book and also book 1 on Goodreads and Storygraph, which will also be linked in the description below. If you have read this book before, this duology, let me know in the comments below. What did you think of it? Did you read the Elements of Cadence duology? Which one was your favorite? Obviously, Elements of Cadence was mine, but I still haven't read all of Rebecca Ross's books, so we'll see if they get better from here. As always, keep reading, and I love you all to the moon and back. Bye.